We have this story from Fox News. Caravan of 1,500 migrants forms in Mexico. They hope to reach the U.S. before President-elect Trump takes office in January. My proposal right now is any one of these individuals, in fact, nay, any individual from the point that Trump was formally declared the winner should get an aggravated criminal charge for entering the United States.
Yeah.
Because it is apparent now by popular mandate that that immigration is a problem that people want stopped. The entire Rio Grande Valley, all the southern border counties said, voting Republican, major shift, make this stop. These people have outright said to themselves, the American people have rejected us. We better run full speed to kick the door in before they can stop us. I say, okay, you want to play hardball? Aggravated charges, escalated charges to some degree for knowingly coming in at this point, trying to bypass the popular mandate of this people.
It feels like we're at a crossroads when it comes to this immigration issue. Either we have a serious border that you cannot cross and there will be penalties for crossing, or you do not. It's the biggest insult. It is such a spit in the face to every legal migrant that ever came to this country for you to just cross the line and then get privileged access to what you come to New York City. You're going to get a free hotel. You're going to be well fed. Come with your entire family. We'll treat you very well. Not only that, you want to leave to another state, even though you may have shoplifted or committed a crime in New York, we'll buy a bus ticket for you to leave the state and go to, I don't know, some random Midwestern state where you could go and assault and then murder a jogger, a young woman, a young female jogger. And, nobody cares. This is the case of Laken Riley that has been so pivotal and significant in this past election.
And that video they released of the mom being informed. It's worse than any horror movie you've ever
It's
seen.
a little off. Daniel Penny also. We can talk about that maybe on the after show. Well, his interrogation got released.
No,
that wasn't
different story completely.
Yeah,
but
interesting.
Yeah, the Laken Riley thing. The guy got found guilty on 10 counts.
He was found guilty of multiple things before this. He came here illegally. He was given all of these accommodations in New York City. He committed crimes in New York City. He was given a bus ticket to leave New York City to, I forget which state he eventually went to.
Georgia?
I think it was Georgia. No, I do believe it was Georgia, where he was living next to a college campus where Joggin Laken Riley was.
And now the American girl's dead because of that. I think what's the ultimate deterrence? Force on the border. It's just about, can the American people, I don't want to spark a revolution inside the country because people are like, you can't harm them.
Can an American stomach a mass deportation effort from Donald Trump? The Associated
Press
Protests.
and find out.
Well, here's the thing. You have to also understand that you can make easily common sense distinctions between criminals and violent criminals and prioritize who you're going to deport.
Sure.
And because even practically speaking, there's only a certain thing you can do before you start. Not to say that crossing the border illegally is not a crime, but there is a prioritization of violent criminals and going in and being able to have that conversation honestly. I think we're at a point now where you can do that. What's interesting is that during the campaign, Kamala Harris was trying to outperform Trump on her stance on immigration out of nowhere. Remember, what was interesting was back in the day, 2016, 2020, Trump's views on immigration were seen as totally controversial, xenophobic, racist. And then the common sense meter moved in his favor, and the Democrats are trying to say, we're good on it now. And now that he's won, but Biden's still president, what's happening? Which is really interesting. Did they just drop that as a talking point? You sort of show your cards when you do that.
In 2016, when Trump first started talking about immigration, I had no sense that immigration was a problem, right? I had no, I was like, really? There's a problem with immigration? I mean, being from New England, it wasn't something that touched my area, part of the country very, at least very.
He spoke about it rather
obviously.
Provocatively, but
he did. But
they're bringing drugs.
But
they're bringing crime.
The truth of the matter is he was right. And not only was he right then, the Democrats doubled down on all their policies. And I talked about this multiple times, but I'm going to talk about it again. The HHS, the Department of Health and Human Services, has a program called the Refugee Resettlement Program. You can go to their website and look it up. The last time it was updated was 2021. And this program is the program that they use to take people that come to the country and say, I'm looking for asylum. And they put them on planes and put them on buses and they send them to places that are purple states. So they were sending them to Ohio. That's why Springfield, Ohio got all the attention that it
Eating
did.
the dog.
Because they were sending people
Eating the cat.
using tax money, using federal dollars to relocate these people to places with the goal of turning them from purple to blue. And that's what Elon Musk has talked about. And people were saying, oh, that's not true. And if you are interested in looking to find out about the program, like I said, you can go to the HHS website. It's called the Refugee Resettlement Program. It is as real as all of us sitting around the table. And this is something that the government is doing, not just Democrats, but the government is doing because the government is run by Democrats, essentially. And most bureaucrats are Democrats. It was 95% of D.C. voted for Kamala Harris. It is so unrepresentative of the United States. But it's because the Democrats want to have a permanent one-party control of the United States, and the means that they're trying to do is by changing the makeup of the states.
And it's funny because they may have accidentally done the inverse.
Yeah, because
hopefully.
Hispanics voted for Trump.
Right. Now they've created
Maybe
this.
we don't deport them.
They've created this Republican coalition.
Yeah.
Well, the people here who are Hispanic and can vote don't get deported.
Yeah.
But the Democrats are literally making that argument. They're saying Trump's going to deport legal Latinos who live in this country. It's like, what? He's not going to deport
They
Americans.
see everything through the lens of identity and not through the
Exactly.
lens of people who are just thinking ideas generated.
But here's the best part. Democrats, we were terrified. We're trying to secure a permanent majority single party rule, but they have gone so insane that now there's a debate inside the Democratic Party that they're either too woke or not economically populist enough, and both sides don't agree.
turning on each other in the
They've
loss.
basically split into two parties. The far left party that says we should be more woke, we should talk about helping people, and the more moderate side of traditional Democrats saying we need to focus on union workers, and the Republicans are like, you know what? We already do that, and we're not crazy, so we're good. And we just won, that's why.
Yeah,
I think there are illegal immigrants that some of them that are just super legitimate humans who would make great citizens, have they come in the right way, that are like, there are too many illegal immigrants in this country. I bet it's gotten to that point.
It's unlikely that illegal immigrants are people that are like extremely skilled or whatever. Most of the people that are here that are coming illegally because they don't have money, they don't have means to get here, they don't have connections. If you're a really smart person that excels in your home country, you have some kind of means. Like the people that want to come here legally. But the people that come here legally are the people that are doctors and have either a business mind or they own property in their countries and they want to move from there to here. But the people that come here illegally, they're not.
But isn't there
I sort of say it tongue in cheek, like it would be a funny sketch for Seamus to do of a guy who came here illegally in 2015 who's like, I can't take all these illegal immigrants. Like he's just because he's actually like. Not all of them are obviously stupid, dumb, idiot, useless. They're just
average.
You don't want to generalize, but
isn't there something to
still
be
legal.
said about anyone who wants to leave the conditions of a country that they don't like is resourceful enough to say, like, motivated enough to say, ambitious enough to say that they want better for their families? So
Is it incumbent upon us to take them in without, is it?
No, I'm not making the argument. You got to go through legal ports of entries and go through the process and respect the process. But in general, someone who's willing to uproot themselves and leave does possess, more likely than not, a certain drive or motivation to improve their situation.
It did seem like that over the decade, you would think, but then when there's NGOs that are ushering them along and getting kind of making profit doing it, I wonder if they're just actually being trafficked.
It also immigration is a very
plenty of trafficking.
The term immigration, immigrants, depending on where they come from, are completely different people, and it's a very complicated subject because immigrants and immigration is not a monolith. It all depends on the culture that people come from, the backgrounds, the things that they bring with them, and you have to assess that on a case-by-case basis. So I think we're in a period now, which is the good thing is that in a post-woke world, people can like express opinions and not presumed to be malicious. They can express like their concerns without people presuming,
we need
evil.
a moratorium, baby. I think we need a decade-long assimilation period for everybody who's here.
I used to have a negative view about that. I'm more and more. I've warmed to that view significantly.
I think we also need to address it's not only mass deportations that need to happen. Big business is in cahoots with illegal immigrants because they are the ones who pay them. So if we went after the big businesses who were paying these illegal migrants, they wouldn't have as much incentive to come here. They wouldn't have the means to stay and remain here, and they'd have to leave. So
I think you're
there are multiple
sort of right.
methods that we have to adjust this from. We won't be able to mass deport everybody. We need to change the incentive structure around them. We've been allowing big business to frankly take advantage of these illegal migrants, and that's why they come and stay here. We need to stop that incentive structure.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.